There we go, fish on, first fish. That feels like a good one. What is that? Is that a smallmouth? I think it's a smallmouth. I think our first fish of the day is a smallmouth out here in this creek. Oh yeah, baby. I just spit some crawfish. Oh, there's some following him too. Oh, there's 6 or 7 fish following him. That's a good fish. He's the biggest one of the ones following him. There's like 7 fish right here. Oh, he's spitting up crawdads left and right. That's gonna tell us something. All right, fellas. How about that? First fish of the trip. We got the highway literally right there. This water is beautiful. And our first fish is a beautiful smallmouth bass, probably about 13.5 inches, chunky, and he was spitting up crawdads the entire way. That is crazy. Okay, we're gonna send it back. Okay, it's awesome to know there are some fish in here. So, I may have made the right choice in starting off with this little Ned rig. This is a Helgramite. I would say it resembles a crawdad more than like a jerkbait would, I would say, or even just a normal TRD. So we're gonna keep throwing this guy, hop it around on the bottom. But I'm honestly really tempted to throw the jerkbait. This is like some jerkbait looking water if I've ever seen it. But I wanted to start off something a little bit more finesse. That's kind of my approach to new places. Throw a little soft plastic like this because I can catch, you know, the smallmouth, largemouth, green sunfish, red-eye bass. I can catch anything on this. But this hole right here looks really good. I have no idea how much pressure this place gets with it being right in the middle of town. I know it took me a second to kind of figure out how to actually access this creek. And I think I accessed it legally. Pretty sure. I parked at like a city park and kind of just hiked down a trail and walked through the woods a little bit. But we're down here, and I don't think we're gonna cause no problems, except maybe some smallmouth out here. I got a fish. Fish on. Fish on the jerkbait. It's a largemouth. There we go. Can we catch the trifecta out here today? I thought my jerkbait was just all snagged up, but it was this little tiny largemouth bass. Cool to know that they're out here with the smallmouth. I honestly had no idea what kind of fish we're gonna be in here. Sometimes I go to places, it's all largemouth, it's all spotted bass, it's all smallmouth. Some places it's all 3. There's at least 2 species of bass living in here. He ain't big, but we'll send him back. And he was right here in this little current seam right here. There's a beautiful hole right here. There's some, I mean, some good looking spots. It looks deep right here though. I'm gonna have to get up on that other bank. Oh, there we go, another fish. And it's another little largemouth on the jerkbait. I found like a vulture nest right here, or a vulture roost. They got vultures all over me right here. Hopefully they're not thinking about eating me. I saw this little dude tracking me. I didn't know if it was a bass or like a goggle eye or what it was, but another little largemouth. We're gonna send it back. Keep on moving. We got another big pool right here. Looks deep. Hopefully I can get through it. I don't want to walk on the bank up here. It's pretty impenetrable, but we're gonna do what we gotta do. Fish, fish. What is that? A smallie? Another smallie. There we go. Up here under this bridge, we've covered a lot of water, and it just hasn't been very productive, to be honest with you guys. I'm planning on keeping on moving downstream some more, trying to find some good stuff, but I'm not sure if this is just like maybe too urban. I also saw a couple of boxes of worms up on the bank, but this nice little smallmouth. We'll send him back. Okay, I just found this run with some off-colored water. So there was a lot of construction going on up there by that bridge where I caught that little smallmouth, and it's kind of got the water marked up a little bit. Looks like it's starting to clear up a little bit. This could be in our favor a little bit. It's not like brown. It's just not crystal clear and the fish can't see me. We're gonna try to drip this worm through here and see if we can't get bit. If I was a 2-pound smallmouth bass, I'd be right there. I'd be actually right. I'd be exactly where my bait landed, right there. That's where I'd be. There he is. There he is. What is that? Ah, another smallie. I knew there'd be a smallmouth there. He's just not 2 pounds. You're supposed to be 2 pounds, man. Supposed to be a giant. And you see, now that we're in this kind of off-colored water, the fish are a little bit off-colored too. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We're gonna find a big one at some point, I think. We're gonna find something cool. This creek is Very interesting. I know we just barely scratched the surface. This creek is very big. Look at these vultures. Look at them all. There's vultures all over this creek. Oh gosh, there he goes. There he goes. Well, if anything was to happen to me out here, I'd probably get eaten. Well, it seems like, at least. I've seen hundreds of vultures out here. Look at him. Right here. He's about to freak. Don't throw up on me. Oh my gosh, what's up with all these vultures? Got him. I told you I was smoking him. Another little smallie. Man, I'm not sure if there's any big ones in here or not. That first one we caught was a good one. So I have hope. There's another nice little guy. Nothing too crazy, but nothing to complain about. He did my worm in though. These are just 4.5 inch, just little straight, little finesse worms. It's just like one of the most deadly things you can bring with you. If there was 3 baits for me to recommend to you to take when exploring these little creeks, one would be a little 4-inch shaky head like this. The other would be a jerk bait, like you saw me throw earlier. And lastly, would just be a weightless wacky worm. If you have those 3 baits, you're gonna catch some fish. It really just depends on your situation, what the water conditions are like. You can also mix in a little popper, a little finesse popper. Those are always deadly in the creeks too. There's a fish. Oh, nice one. That's a decent one. Look how muddy the water is down here now. And it's a largemouth. That's what you expect to catch in this little bit murkier stuff. Like, it went from kind of like a milky blue color to kind of a milky brown color. I'm not sure if it's gonna clear up or not. I think it might. I hope it will. I saw some spots downstream that were clear, so I assume it's gonna eventually clear up. But we're just gonna keep walking down and see what happens. I think we can still catch fish. It's just like not exactly what I was expecting and hoping for this creek, but that's my biggest largie of the day. We'll send it back. I'm sure we're gonna find some good ones here at some point. I'm having fun either way. I love exploring new areas, and it's just kind of one of them deals you're never gonna know lives in these places if you don't go out and explore them. I've been wanting to fish this creek for like the last 3 years. Finally getting that chance today. I'm not gonna say it's letting me down. It's just a little bit murky, a little underwhelming so far. Like this right here, if the water was clean, I would say this is like super premium spot to catch a fish. Even with being murky, it should be decent. I'm surprised I haven't caught any sunfish yet. It doesn't really concern me, but it is interesting. All right, I just had to scale that bank right there because this pool is super deep and muddy to get down here. The water's still muddy, and I feel like I'm on the cusp of having to make a decision if I want to keep going or if I want to try something else while I'm up here just to kind of save my time. But I decided to make a lure change, and I'm doing the old creek fishing adventure special. This is a bubblegum swirl yum dinger. I've watched John catch so many fish on his channel with this bait, big ones, little ones, and a lot of times he's fishing some water that's kind of this color, this kind of just milky color. And with it being muddy, I feel like this bright color will stand out to these fish. My green pumpkins and dark watermelons are probably getting lost a little bit. So I've actually never thrown this bait before. I bought it only because I saw John catching a ton of fish on him. If y'all aren't following Creek Fishing Adventures, be sure to go check out his channel. He does this kind of crap all the time, everywhere. And if you want to watch him slay him on this goofy colored bait, then go check out his videos. He uses it like in every video and just wrecks them. I've got it on the same jig head too. I think he uses just a little weedless Ned. And we're gonna pitch it around these rocks. We've got some good flow. We got some good depth. We got a bridge. I wonder what that bridge goes to. And I feel like the highway's right there. And I feel like when I crossed it earlier, it was clear water over there. So maybe I'm about to find some more cleaner water. Not exactly sure, but we're gonna throw this guy around, see if we can catch our first fish on the bubblegum swirl dinger. Did y'all see that crap? Literally caught a fish first cast with that stupid bait. And it's a smallmouth. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Literally first cast with that thing. Not a bad one, not a big one. Bubblegum swirl did it dirty to him. Guys, you can't script that any better. Okay, well, maybe that's a sign that we can keep on fishing. We've got all day, we got plenty of time. There we go, got him. Just had to turn around the current a little bit more. Another one for the bubblegum swirl. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And the water's actually getting a little bit cleaner right here, it looks like. Not too bad. Okay, getting a little bit of momentum. This is a really cool spot. This little spot where these two little shoals merge together into this big pool. Got this big rock, and I threw at it from the other angle, didn't get bit. Threw it from this angle, got bit instantly. Gonna put it back in there. There should definitely be another fish right there chilling. Oh, he bit it and I missed him, dang it. He just had the tail. There should definitely be some more fish right there. I'm gonna back up just a little bit. Got him. Haha, another one. Looks just like the one I just caught. He looks a little different. Lots of smallmouth in this creek, guys. He's got a pretty cool color to him. It's very coppery. Peace. So that's 3 for the old bubblegum swirl yum dinger. Oh, I had another one, guys. I legit just had another fish on there. Dang it, I made a perfect cast too. I'm kind of setting the hook like a weenie. I'm kind of forgetting that I have this bait, you know, rigged weightless, so I gotta get the hook to come through the plastic. Got him. Is he bigger? This is bigger. No, he ain't. I'm lying. 3 smallies in this spot. Now that's what I'm talking about. There we go. I find that a lot in some of these places that I wade fish. It takes, you know, hiking a mile or two in either direction, upstream or downstream, to, you know, start catching some fish, because, you know, it's not like anybody else couldn't just access the creek the same way I did. And I've been seeing a good bit of sign from angling pressure. I think that one big pool that is crossed is normally probably a stopping spot for a lot of people. I don't know. There's a golf course right up here on the other side of this bank. So I know you're not really getting access to the golf course unless you live there. And most people that live on golf courses don't fish, they golf. So maybe, just maybe, we're getting into some. And also this water is not brown anymore. It's kind of, there's another one. Smoking them. Smoking them. Oh, he came off. They're all the same size. Okay, one more cast and we're gonna keep moving down. Looks like there's another deep hole up here. I'm gonna have to figure out how to navigate it too, it looks like. Fish feels slightly better. Slightly better. Not bad. Another nice little smallie. Again, I put underneath this shady bridge. Oh, he's got a hole in the bottom. It's nothing he's been caught before. Interesting. He honestly ain't that much bigger. He just fought good. Send him back underneath the bridge. I can't believe I didn't get bit in the pool above the bridge. There were some juicy rocks, but I don't know. I've been surprised a lot out here today in some spots where I haven't gotten bit. Another one. Another one. There's a bunch of these guys in here, dude. Bunch of these little smallies. There has to be a big one. There's got to be. There we go. Nice fish. What is that? Dang, what is that? Oh, we did it. We finally caught something different, guys. I was hoping to catch some of these. I was really hoping to catch these. I hate coming out to creeks like this and not catching them. That is an Ozark red-eye bass, and you can see his eye is really red. A lot of y'all are gonna say this is a rock bass, and while they are very, very similar, this is a species completely unique to itself. It's in the same genus Amblopilides, but we don't even have rock bass in Arkansas. We have the Ozark red-eye bass and we have shadow bass, and they look very similar, but they are distinct based on just their geographic range. They're isolated from the rock bass, and they're really cool. They're all cool fish, and I would love to catch some rock bass. I think rock bass, of those 3 species I mentioned, get the biggest, but that was a cool catch right there. Normally where there's one of them, there's more too. This is a great spot. We have a fast run. We got into this area here where it feels more wild. It feels like we're in a more wild area. There's a bridge up here ahead of me, but we're away from the highway now. I'm not hearing any cars. Not really seeing any people, hearing any people. The water has gotten a lot cleaner too. That's definitely something worth noting. So I'm not sure if we're gonna keep on throwing the old bubblegum swirl, but we'll throw it for a while longer. And as long as we're getting bit on it, we're gonna keep throwing it. But if they get to where maybe they're not biting it, we might have to swap back to something a little more natural. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a better one. It's probably our second biggest of the day. Another nice little smallie. Probably not second biggest of the day. He's still small. Another good little run right here. I'm catching a lot of my fish in this moving water. See ya. I'm just casting it upstream when I can and letting it just bump down, and they've been on it. I haven't caught anything really in any of the big pools with some current, which is so surprising to me. Snake, 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 snake. There he goes. Huge snake, guys. Huge snake. Got him. Got him. Oh my gosh, he's huge. He is huge. Oh, he's huge. That is crazy. Let me get over here. Oh, baby. Get here on the bank. This is a huge midland water snake. Oh, he's grumpy. He is a grumpy guy. There's some smallmouth right here. Oh, gosh. They always bite me whenever I try to grab them like that. Let go. Oh, look at that monster midland water snake, guys. That thing is huge. That's the first snake I've seen out here today. He is a big one. He's got some really cool colors too. Look at his belly. I wish it was more light over here. It's kind of in the shade with all these trees, but that is epic. Cool to find some snakes up here. He's got a little nubby tail too. He is so thick. He's out here eating good. He's probably been eating smallmouth, eating some shiners. That is an awesome snake. We're going to go ahead and send him back into the creek. I saw some smallmouth right here. I'm gonna go up a little further. There's some cool looking rocks, but we're gonna send the snake back on his way. Here he goes. Guys, that snake didn't bite me all that hard, but golly, did he make me gush. I am just bleeding out of my mind, out of my hand right now. Golly. I mean, he barely bit me, but it just goes to show you how powerful the anticoagulant is in their saliva. And they do that, and it makes it easier for them to consume their prey whenever they bite them. It's crazy. Maybe I'm gonna rub, here we go, here's my new secret. I'm gonna rub the yum dinger in my coleslaw blood. Let's see if that right there will trigger a strike. Honestly, I probably need to get another worm. This one here is tore up. It's lasted a long time though. We're starting to come up here on this highway again. Looks really good. That hasn't always meant anything today. It's the best spots I've seen. I haven't caught any fish in them. Hopefully that trend will happen. We'll stop right now. Okay guys, I've retired the bubblegum swirl yum dinger probably for the rest of the day, because if you look down, we're back in some good clean water. I know that it works in clear water, but my mind is just not letting me use it in here, and I haven't had any bites in the last 50, 60 yards that I've walked, and I've seen some smallmouth kind of get spooked. Honestly, it looks like some good jerkbait water. Shallow, rocky. I've been seeing some shiners, but we're gonna stick to a soft plastic. We're gonna go with a natural colored helgramite and see if we can't get some bites on this thing. I'm still pretty shocked that I've only caught, you know, one fish other than a bass, and that being that one red-eye bass, that Ozark red-eye bass, which isn't technically a bass, more of a green sunfish type thing. But we're getting back to this little hole right here, and it looks fairly juicy, but it's clean again, and it's got me excited. I think this is where I drove over earlier and saw that it was clear, and assumed that all of the creek I was going to be fishing today was going to be nice and clear. There we go. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. There we go. There's our fish, guys. That's the one we've been looking for all day. I don't know if it's brown or green. I think it's green. Is it brown or green? It's brown. It's brown, baby. Welcome to Browntown, baby. That is a good smallie. Has he got any followers? No followers. Oh, there's one little follower. That's a nice smallmouth. Very nice smallmouth. Woo-wee. Had to get here some good clean water again. Throw him the old Helgermite, and he did it dirty. Look at that thing. That is the fish I traveled all the way up here to catch, guys. It's a beautiful creek smallmouth, and he loved that Helgermite. We finally got a good smallmouth in a spot where they're supposed to be at. I mean, that is a good one. He's gonna be close to 2 pounds probably. And they all have this really just pretty copper color. I haven't caught any with little tiger stripes. None have been real dark. That's just awesome. What a cool fish. What a beautiful fish. I'm so glad finally got us a good one. Had to put that, well, I put the blood on the dinger. We'll send it back. Oh, I knew as soon as I set the hook into that guy that it was gonna be one of the ones we needed. So there's like 2 bars right here in front of me. 2 gravel bars, one here, one there. And there's a ditch right in the middle of it. And I let this bait get all the way down to the bottom. Twitched it a couple times and it was just dead weight. I didn't feel the bite. Just felt them taking off with it. I don't even want to know how far we want to get that fish. But we had found our way back to the main highway. Another one, another big one. That one's bigger. That one is absolutely bigger, I think, guys. Same spot. Oh my gosh, another nice one. Is he brown or green? I think he's brown. It's another brown one, another big brown one. Oh my gosh, finally, we found a good spot with some fish in it. I was about to say, there's gotta be big smallies in this hole. Oh, he looks so cool fighting. He bit the exact same way. I didn't feel the bite. Oh, what's that? Oh, there's another big one down there. Oh, come here. He's bigger than the last one. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Man, we did all that walking. We should have just parked right here on the highway and hiked down. What a gorgeous smallmouth bass. Well worth the 3-hour drive, guys. Hooked him right in the nose. He wasn't going anywhere. This is a great jig head. And I love Helgermite lures. And number one, they mimic a Helgermite, which everything loves to eat Helgermites, but they also just look like just something yummy down there on the bottom. And this guy was all about it. Yo, 2 big ones in one spot. That's what I'm talking about. Can we get a third one? Another one. Another good one. Oh my goodness. There are so many nice fish in this stretch, guys. I thought I had a stick, because I threw it right by a stick and it didn't move. He just bit it, took off with it. Oh, there's a bigger one chasing him. Oh gosh, there's some bigger one chasing him. Oh, look at that jump, baby. There's the one right underneath him. Maybe you can see him. I'm gonna try to bring him to you so you can see. Y'all see him? He's kind of swirling a lot. There's one right underneath him. Bigger, probably 2 inches bigger. Okay, he swam. Now there's a little one there now. Okay, I'm gonna get him in. Finally, we're in a good stretch. Oh, he's got some crawdads in him. That could also be another piece of the puzzle, guys. That first bass I caught on the Helgermite, he spit up a ton of crawdads. This one here's got crawdad antenna sticking out of the back of his throat. Look at how chunky that one is, guys. It always feels good to get a good hook in these smallmouth because they are notorious for throwing baits, because their fight's so crazy. That's dandy. We caught 3, 2-pounders in the last 5 minutes now. We've been fishing for like 3 hours already. Oh, you ready to go, big dog? He said, yeah, I'm ready. Oh yeah. Let me catch his buddy. I wonder if his buddy went back over there to that tree. It literally did not feel like a fish when he bit it. I see some long-eared sunfish down here in front of me finally. These are literally the first long-ears I've seen all day. Which, that's the most mind-blowing thing about today, is I haven't caught a long-eared sunfish. I hadn't seen one until just now. I ain't caught no green sunfish. I haven't seen any green sunfish except for from the very beginning. This is a strange creek. I could have just picked a bad stretch to start. Another big one. Decent one. Is that a red eye? It's a red eye. Nice. I'll take that. You know I'll take that. Look at the colors on this guy. He is gorgeous. Perfect. Look at the speckling, the bright red eye. If I wasn't so far from my truck, I had initially planned to keep some of these red-eye bass had I caught some. I wanted to do a catch and cook with them, but I'm so far away from my truck now. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna get back yet. I'm not walking the creek. I might have to try to hitchhike, phone a friend or something, but I was planning on keeping some. I got my stringer in my pocket, but that's just not in the cards at this point. Had we caught him close to the truck, like I kind of thought I was going to, we would have done it. We're gonna do it at some point this summer though. There's a fish. Did we finally catch ourselves a, nope, it's a hybrid. That's a new species and it is beautiful. This is a beautiful fish. Look at the colors on this hybrid sunfish, guys. This is a hybrid between a bluegill and a green sunfish. Look at the blues and the oranges, the white tips. That is a gorgeous fish. No matter where you live, no matter what you fish for. Guys, I'm hooked up with another nice one. Another really nice fish. I might even be the biggest one. It's very possible. Yeah, baby, that's definitely a 2-pound bass. Look how fat that thing is. And he's got crawdads coming out of his mouth too. I'm not sure if y'all can see down in there or not. Let me get this thing out of the way. Perfect hook set. Can y'all see those tentacles down in there? Full of crawfish. That's a good bass. And he was in another textbook spot. We got a little bit more of a shallow run right here. Got those big root balls and some shade and some chunk rock, and he was sitting right there waiting to ambush something, and that something was that little hellgrammite lure. We're gonna send him back. What a gorgeous bass. Oh, there's a crawdad right there. Oh, that was cool. Man, I hate that I wasted all the miles that I walked upstream trying to get down here to this spot. I didn't know where I was ending up at. I didn't know where the good stuff was, but now I do. So next time, we'll know. This water is so cold. I love it. It must be spring fed. Got a little guy. Oh. Had a guy, he got me stuck on a stick. I think I lost my guy. Oh shoot, there's some good bass right here. Oh shoot, there's like 3, 4, 5 smallmouth. Oh, I still got my guy. And finally, it's a green sunny. When has it ever taken 3 to 4 miles walking down a creek to catch a green sunny? Never. Only in this creek. There's a fish. Oh, decent smallie. Oh, some big ones following him. Trying to stay back right there. The creek gets skinny. Don't want them to see me. I think I'm where I wanted to fish originally today, guys. I need to peep up there and see. I think this is where I was gonna originally fish, but they told me I couldn't park there. Oh, nice little smallie. We're catching a small one now. I could catch all them good ones. Had I been able to fish right here, I would have walked upstream and I would have found that hole with the big ones much sooner. Oh, sight fished him. Oh, it's a green one. Hey, that's awesome. I'm about at the end of the road as far as how far I can go. We're in a big pool right here. I see a lot of little guys, and I dropped it down to try to catch one of the little guys. Little guys being some sunfish. And then I saw one that they had some stripes, and it was this guy, and he bit it. That's the biggest largemouth of the day. It's really cool. The only thing we're missing is a spotted bass, which we may not be getting. Oh my gosh, what is that thing? Is that a carp? There's a giant carp right there. I wonder if he'll eat this bug. Hold on a second. I'm gonna let this fish go so I can get that carp to eat this bug. I don't know if he will or not. Got him. That's a good one. That's a good fish. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's a big red eye. Heck yeah, I was trying to catch one more fish, and this might be him. And if it is, that's a cool one to end on. He bit and loaded up on that thing so good. We're out here, and it's really good deep hole. I'm seeing a lot of fishing line here, which indicates maybe it gets fished a good bit right here. But I'm still seeing a lot of little sunfish. I'm seeing some carp, a few bass, but this is a cool spot. I wish we could have got here sooner so we had more time to explore, but we've been out here for a long time and we're really pushing our time. But that's a cool fish right there. Big red-eye bass. That's our biggest one of the day. Bye. Okay guys, so I've made it back over here to this concrete slab. I don't remember if I caught any fish here or not, but I did see some. This is actually where I am going to be getting out at. I phoned a friend who lives up here and he is going to pick me up and take me back to my car, which is awesome because there's no way I can make it back to my car today. I've walked, I don't even know how many miles. I'm gonna try to look it up on my phone and see how far I've actually walked. But while I'm waiting on him, he only lives like 5 minutes from this place. But while I'm waiting on him, I'm gonna see if I can't catch me one more smallie. I saw a whole school of them. It's a deep hole. A lot of these fish I caught today have been spitting up crawdads, and I dug around my bag trying to find a crawfish imitator, and that's the best I could do. It's like a little Z-Man, little something, a little creature thing. I've got no flappy craw plastics in my bag. I can't believe it. It's really surprising and depressing because these are some crawdad eating suckers in this place. And I feel like had I been throwing that all day, I might would have gotten a few extra bites. The Helgermite does a decent job imitating crawdads, but it ain't got those big old pinchers on it. But this right here looks kind of crawdaddy. And there's a slab, like that slab is broken. There's a chunk right here in the water. And I think they're sitting right on the back side of it. Just right behind it. Yeah, just like that. He's not small. That's a good one. I knew there was some down there. I saw them earlier and they didn't want to bite me, but now I'm fishing at them at the right angle. That's a really nice one. That is a really nice one. I would not be surprised if he's got some crawdads hanging out of his mouth too. Whew. It's a pretty clean bottom here, so I'm using an exposed hook. I could keep on using that weedless one, but just decided to rig that one up. It was already pre-rigged actually in my bag. But there's another nice smallmouth. Healthy, chunky. I'm not seeing any crawdads inside of him, but I'm feeling them right here in his tummy. It feels really hard, like there's crawdad exoskeletons and stuff right there. So that's really cool. We're gonna send this guy back. I know there's a whole school of them here, so we're gonna see if we can catch a couple of them. Oh, he's mad. Peace. I made a perfect presentation just now. Dropped it right off the back side of that slab and he was on it like Donkey Kong. All right guys, we're back with you. We're back here at the house. Had an awesome time exploring and fishing that new creek up in North Arkansas. It's a spot that I've been wanting to check out for like the last 3 years. I've driven over it several times and just didn't have a way to fish it. And I'll be honest guys, that was one of the most interesting creeks that I've fished. You know, like just based on the way it looked, I feel like it should have fished a little bit better than it did. But I think that it, you know, running right through the middle of town, I'm sure it gets plenty of fishing pressure. Or maybe just being in that such an urban setting can make the fishing not as good. But we still caught a lot of fish, guys. It was very interesting. A lot of places looked really good. There are places on that creek that I thought would have held more fish than they did. But ultimately, we ended up finding an area that had some really quality smallmouth, and that really just fires me up. That creek is huge, by the way. It goes a long way, and there's definitely some spots that I want to check out in the future, you know, further upstream and further downstream from the section that we fished. But overall, guys, had an amazing time. That water was cold. It was so hot. It has been so hot here in Arkansas, guys. It's crazy. I know it's been hot everywhere, but this is the hottest that I remember it being in a long time. Like, I'm out here just like profusely sweating, and I really don't sweat that much. So it was really nice getting out there in that cool creek and catching some fish, and we're gonna be doing a whole lot more of that as we continue on throughout this hot Arkansas summer. But real quick, I'm gonna talk about the baits that got the job done. There was 2 key players. I started throwing a couple of things at the beginning that kind of worked, but when I got into that muddy water stretch, that was weird too, this crazy bait ended up doing them dirty. This is that bubblegum swirl, just a little yum dinger. As I mentioned, I watch Creek Fishing Adventures all the time on YouTube. He throws that bait religiously and catches a ton of fish, so I figured that I might as well try it out here in Arkansas, and it proved to be a pretty valuable player for us while we were fishing that muddy water. But what ultimately ended up being the MVP of the trip had to be the old Helgermite. And this is a new one from Yum. Definitely isn't like, this is not a Yum sponsored video. It kind of seems like it, but it's not. This is the new Yum Helgermite, and I just simply love throwing Helgermite lures. That one looks really good. It's got a great just natural action in the water. It looks like something that any fish would eat, and it did some big smallmouth dirty out there on the creek. I'll leave them linked down in the video description for you guys to check out if you'd like to pick them out. I was throwing both of them on a weedless net head, just so I could, you know, crawl it on the bottom, not worry about getting snagged up. And as y'all saw, they both performed very well. And I was throwing them on this setup right here. This is the setup I always throw. I've gotten some questions on it recently. Watch out for that tree coleslaw. gosh, stuck in a tree. This is the combo. This is the 6 cent unicorn spinning rod. It's a 7 foot, it's a 2 inch. Yeah, 7 foot 2 inch medium light, but it's honestly a little bit stiffer than a medium light. And I had it paired up with the 2500 Stratic. I've got 10-pound braid, and I was rocking 8-pound fluorocarbon. I usually stick with 8-pound in those clear water creeks just because they are so clear and those fish can be finicky at times. And you don't want them to see your line. But that's basically all the gear that I use to catch all those fish. And I think that if you were to try to replicate it, you could catch some fish in your local creeks too. So I encourage y'all to get out there and do that, beat the heat this summer. But until then, hopefully y'all enjoyed this mission. I'm looking forward to the next one, getting out and exploring a new creek. We're gonna be doing some more of that this week. But if y'all enjoyed the video, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.